My name is Ilona Boniwell and I run a master's program in applied positive psychology at the University of East London. What I'd like to talk about today is about positive psychology and coaching, or perhaps positive psychology coaching. Positive psychology and coaching have much in common. They're very good friends. Positive psychology is about the science of human functioning, of optimal human functioning, of human well-being, of achieving human potential, whilst coaching is really about implementing this knowledge in practice. So positive psychology and coaching very often go hand in hand, because positive psychology generates different scientific insights and coaching can actually try them out in the real world. So for years, positive psychology and coaching collaborated on a number of different topics, for example, on how positive emotions can enhance our functioning, or how we can utilize the knowledge of our strengths to achieve our desired goals and outcomes. What I'd like to focus on right now is about other aspects of positive psychology that are perhaps not that well known to coaches, like for example Eudaimonic Well-Being. So when we talk about optimal human functioning, when we talk about optimal human potential, what do we really talk about? I would say that there are two main definitions of well-being and optimal human functioning that we can discuss. One of them is quite well known, is the definition of so-called hedonic well-being or happiness. Most of us would like to be happy. Most of us would like to know how to achieve happiness. And coaching can be used to a large extent to enable people to achieve happiness or well-being, or feel good or feel better in themselves, about themselves. Positive psychology nowadays suggests that there is another way of achievement of well-being, or another definition of well-being towards which we can strive. And this definition is so-called eudaimonic well-being. Eudaimonic well-being is not about feeling good as such. It is about actualization of your potential, it is about personal development, and it is about self-transcendence, contributing to something larger than yourself, doing something beyond yourself, going beyond yourself. And I think when we coach, we really need to focus not only on the achievement of hedonic well-being, but also on the achievement of eudaimonic well-being. Because eudaimonic well-being really captures the person in the process, rather than looking at the outcome, for example, like need achievement, goal achievement, which is very much associated with hedonic well-being. So this is possibly the first message I'd like to convey. When we talk about well-being, we need to know what well-being we are talking about, because there are different means and different routes towards different areas of well-being. The second area I'd like to focus is the importance of research for coaching psychology. Because we know to a large extent that coaching works. There are a few papers there and then. There are probably about 20 different studies looking at the effectiveness of coaching. But really, in the world of scientific literature, this is not enough. We need to know what works and why it works and under what condition it works, what conditions this works. We also need to understand which particular approaches to coaching are more effective. We need to comprehend better what it is about coaching that goes beyond the effectiveness of the coach-coachee relationship. Looking back at therapy, we know most therapy is quite successful, and most therapy success is attributed to the quality of the relationship between the therapist and the client. So what is it about coaching that can actually go beyond the effectiveness or importance of the relationship and actually looking into the quality of what we deliver? The third point I'd like to address is the fact that one size doesn't fit all. I think many coaches are implicitly aware of that, but there is very little explicit research on what fits what client. For example, the main development in positive psychology interventions at the moment is to look at which interventions are appropriate for which client. The main developments in the psychology of time, or positive psychology of time at the moment, is to actually understand our clients' time profiles in order to be able to assign appropriate interventions. For example, talking about time and coaching, you can imagine a client who is not coping very well with their time, who is constantly late, who can never deliver on time, etc. Of course, you can try to implement generic time management strategies, like for example, look at each paper only once, open your email and respond immediately, write down all your plans for today and tick all the tasks of the list as you go on. They may not fit, because there may be one reason, or there may be very different reasons for why your client may be struggling with time. It may be because they're too focused on the present and they're too hedonistic and perhaps spend far too much time enjoying themselves and not enough time addressing their work projects. Or it may be because they're so future-oriented and take on so much that they simply don't have enough time to be able to deliver on time. Or it may be because they're so highly motivated with regard to time and different tasks, but at the same time unrealistic about how much time certain tasks take. So depending on the client's temporal profile, you would actually be using very different intervention to address their temporal problem, even though the temporal problem may appear to be exactly the same. So I think my third message for coaching psychology today is to try to understand the person intervention fit and try to select appropriate interventions for your particular client. Thank you.